Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President gave a major address on the defining issue of our time, restoring economic security to the middle class. He also hosted former President Clinton, the Canadian Prime Minister, and Startup America, honored 5 giants from the art world, and urged Congress to extend the payroll tax cut. That's December 2nd to December 8th, or the Obamas of Osawatomie.
I have roots here. I'm sure you're all familiar with the Obamas of Osawatomie.
On Friday, the 44th president invited the 42nd president to announce a $4 billion public-private sector investment in his Better Buildings initiative, supporting energy-efficient building projects. Together, they toured a Washington, D.C. office building, where current investments in retrofitting will improve its Energy Star rating, create jobs, and reduce energy costs.
And I believe as strongly as I can say that this is good business, creates jobs, makes us more energy independent, and helps to fight climate change. It's the nearest thing we've got to a free lunch in a tough economy.
And when millions of construction workers have found themselves out of work since the housing bubble burst, it will put them back to work doing the work that America needs done. So this is an idea whose time has come.
On Sunday, December 4th, the President and First Lady welcomed the 5 honorees from the 34th Annual National Celebration of the Arts to the White House. Barbara Cook, Neil Diamond, Sonny Rollins, Meryl Streep, and Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient and something of a White House regular, Yo-Yo Ma.
It's a feeling that all of us have at some point in our lives. That's why we sing, even if it's just in the shower. It's why we act, even if we never get past the school auditorium. That's why we dance, even if, as Michelle says, I look silly doing it. It's one of the downsides of being president. Your dance moves end up on YouTube. Tonight we congratulate all our extraordinary honorees.
On Monday, the President spoke to White House reporters, urging Congress to extend and expand the payroll tax cut that has given tax breaks to millions of families across the country and to ensure that 160 million hardworking Americans don't see their taxes go up on January 1st.
How can you fight tooth and nail to protect high-end tax breaks for the wealthiest Americans and yet barely lift a finger to prevent taxes going up for 160 million Americans who really need the help? It doesn't make sense. Now's the time to make a real difference in the lives of the people who sent us here. So let's get to work.
The White House also unveiled a countdown clock on whitehouse.gov, so everyone knows just how much time Congress has left to act to ensure taxes don't go up. On Tuesday, the President traveled to Osawatomie, Kansas, where just over 100 years ago, President Teddy Roosevelt called for a new nationalism, where everybody gets a fair shot, pays their fair share, and can count on a fair shake.
This is a make-or-break moment for the middle class and for all those who are fighting to get into the middle class. After all that's happened, after the worst economic crisis, the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression, they want to return to the same practices that got us into this mess. And their philosophy is simple. We are better off when everybody's left to fend for themselves and play by their own rules. I am here to say they are wrong.
Before heading back to the White House, the President stopped in for some local barbecue.
Come on, Grandma.
We gotta get Grandma in here.
On Wednesday, December 7th, the President hosted Prime Minister Harper of Canada, America's single largest trading partner. They agreed on initiatives to ease trade and travel and discussed the President's highest priority, creating jobs and putting Americans back to work.
Canada is key to achieving my goal of doubling American exports and putting folks back to work. And the 2 important initiatives that we agreed to today will help us do just that.
On Thursday, the President met with the Partnership Board of Startup America to discuss their work promoting entrepreneurship, a core component of President Obama's National Innovation Strategy for achieving sustainable economic growth and creating good jobs.
A little bit of wind in their sails and that growth part of the equation they'll have to hire. That's what the only thing they have to do.
And I actually think that we should be trying to figure out how to have 10 to 20 Silicon Valleys within the U.S.
The president then headed back to the White House briefing room to tell reporters that despite Republican obstruction in the Senate, he would keep pressing for a robust and fully staffed Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that would keep credit bureaus and payday lenders in check while leveling the playing field for working families.
My response to them is, just do the right thing. Focus on the American people, focus on the economy right now. Get it done.
Meanwhile, in the Sunshine State, Vice President Biden made a surprise stop at Naval Station Mayport in Jacksonville as sailors returned from overseas missions and celebrated their homecoming with their families. Later, the Vice President met up with Secretary Duncan in Neptune Beach to hold a town hall meeting on the importance of college education, steps the administration has taken to make college more affordable, and the need for colleges to keep costs lower so the next generation of Americans are able to outcompete the rest of the world. To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
We're going to have to get you a permanent room around here. The blue room, the red room, and the Yo-Yo Ma room.
We keep inviting him, and for some reason he keeps on coming back.